How'd that get there? It's time for a walk. Do you want to come? Dad knew those were words that would soon tempt his son. Mike ran real fast and soon slid to a stop by the plant at the front door that stood in a pot. I'm coming, Dad. Can you please wait a bit? I'll put on my new shoes. They're just the right fit. Mike ran upstairs and tore into his room. Dad yelled, "Hurry up! Mom said dinner is soon." He crawled under the covers, but they were not there. He slid under the bed, but his shoes were nowhere. He tore open the closet and made lots of noise. He created a mountain by tossing his toys. Mike dove in his toy chest. That held quite a bit. He looked till he saw there was no place to sit. But no matter where, and he looked a lot, he couldn't find shoes. In this room, they were not. So he thought and he thunk and went back in his mind. Those shoes must be somewhere that's easy to find. He looked and he stretched and he got on all fours. He crawled all around and then checked behind doors. Max was the puppy who chewed all he saw, and Mike just saw Max scratch a sock with his paw. Max picked up the sock, dragged it down to the floor, ran downstairs, and then, poof, out the small doggy door. Mike watched and he wondered and started to giggle when he saw that Max tripped on the sock just a little. Quick to the doghouse the little pup ran, and Mike had a thought that soon turned to a plan. "Daddy, come quick!" Excited, Mike hollered. He tore out the door, and quickly Dad followed. Mike got on his belly and slid halfway in, then wiggled back out, and he started to grin. For there in the doghouse, amid all the clutter, were two of his sneakers. Mike started to stutter. "Dad, you won't believe all the stuff that's inside. He's hidden so much that there's no place to hide." Mike threw out the shoes, then a bat and a ball. He threw out Mom's hairbrush and Jenny's new doll. He tossed and then laughed quite a bit, 'cause the pile really grew, and then Max threw a fit. Mom and Jenny came out, and they all exclaimed, and then soon agreed that Max should be tamed. Mike looked, and he squinted and started to stare. He asked the real question, how'd that get there? Mom was the first one to hand out a clue. She saw Jenny walking in shoes that were new. At lunchtime, she wanted to go play upstairs, so she left the new shoes by the overslept chair. Jenny had found them in the old laundry room, on the floor by the door near the tired, used broom. Mom had just found them way back in the pantry, then answered the phone and talked to her auntie. Mike asked it again to his growing delight. He loved to solve puzzles, and this one was right. His shoes had just traveled way up and down stairs, but the question remained, how'd they get there? Curiosity made them all go back inside to find other places the new shoes could hide. Now it was Dad's turn. He had to confess, and he feared what he'd say would bring up a mess. I walked in from work and was really quite hungry, but tripped on those shoes that were still in the entry. So I snuck in the pantry to look for a snack, found some cookies, munched, and then dropped them in back. By the front door, Dad? How'd they get there? Mike's shoes, it seemed, had been everywhere. As soon as the question escaped from his lips, Mike blurted the answer and needed no tips. "It was me. I put them where you wouldn't see, 'cause Jenny was going to go tell on me." Jason came over. We wrestled a bit, and I stepped in the mud that was down by the step. The new shoes are safe now. They really weren't faded. They just kind of vanished, annihilated. Mom walked in Mike's room and closed her eyes tight. The mess Mike had made just gave her a fright. She reached in the closet and pulled from the back the new box of school shoes Mike never unpacked. Mike sheepishly grinned and then fell to his knees. "Look in my closet, Mom? Me? Please!"